Thank you all for coming for this introduction about what we are going to do in the next days. Okay, and I would like to start first to remember that yoga is, first of all, a school. And the main reason for this school to exist, the only reason why yoga exists is to realize the self, is to realize yourself. And when we start getting familiar to the disciplines of yoga, or when we start going to a studio or a teacher to learn Hatha Yoga, which is the physical aspect. Through the body you reach the soul. And I think it's important that we ask ourselves why we go to yoga, first of all. We have to know very clear why we are coming to a yoga class, or you are coming to see somebody you didn't know before, talk about yoga. Because this question is very important. Because if you don't know the answer, you will not go further in the school. It won't be possible for you to realize what yoga actually has available to the practitioner. The idea of this meeting and the next 3 classes, what we are going to do is how to bring depth into the practice, into asana practice. And if somebody is not actually doing the asana practice, there are many ways that you can integrate your physical body, your physical health, with your mental and spiritual health. And yoga, Hatha Yoga, again, it's exactly this. Okay? Because yoga is a school that exists for more than 5,000 years, and it has already its teachers, and this school has many disciplines, and for a student to graduate in this school, he has to be approved in each discipline separated. And the physical postures is just one discipline that we use. And the others, we must know them and apply every day simultaneously. There are many disciplines that we are going to talk in the next 3 days. And this is a way that we can understand that just because some people are coming to practice Hatha Yoga, to practice asanas, it does not mean this person is a yogi. There is a difference between coming to a yoga class and be a yogi. And there is an even bigger difference between a yoga teacher and a yogi who realized the teachings that he teaches. Okay? So this is something that we must be aware, because the whole idea is to lead one thought in our mind, to understand what we actually do with our minds as we practice. This is my idea, is to put a seed where you can understand what actually means to practice yoga, what it is to be a yogi, and you do all this in silence during your practice when you come to the school, to the yoga school, when you are with your teacher. Yoga, even the physical postures, we are going to do 3 talks and 3 classes of asana. During the classes, I am going to transmit the fundamentals of what to do with your mind as you practice. Okay, this is the point, most important, what to do with my mind when I come to the class, and when I am stretching my body and I feel pain, and I may be thinking about what I ate yesterday, or what I am going to eat for dinner, or about my job, no, or family, or work. So this is the main point, is to wake up the real significance of this school, and then you decide if you want to go ahead or not. Because it's okay if you are happy with a nice body. You see, many people come to Hatha Yoga to feel better physically, to have the body strong, flexible, no? And then you get more beautiful. Many people are okay with that. And it's okay. There is no problem if people want to remain in the physical. But if you are the least interested in understanding your own life, in becoming more secure, more confident, in diving deep into your own nature, you are in the right school as well. And this is the main point of my work, is to transmit this seed. Because in fact, I am not going to give you any new information. I am not going to give you anything new. Because for people to come to this kind of meeting, just see how many people in the planet and in this city, and right now at this time, you could be doing 1 billion different things. But in all choices that you have in the universe, you choose to come here to listen to a stranger talking about yoga. What does it mean? This is a clear sign, a clear proof that all of you in this room are ready to receive the highest truths of this school. Because if you are not, you will not come. This is happening more and more when I go to places. People are more and more ready to understand in a very short, very simple way what it actually happens in this school. How does it work? How can I connect the pain I feel when I stretch with my spiritual evolution? This is the point that I would like to transmit. Okay? And the idea of this meeting is exactly to make just a little more clear, and also for all of you to feel how I transmit this knowledge. And we are not going to do any asanas today, because I chose to do this in the traditional way, as the way it has always been since the beginning. No, a drop-in class does never existed before. This that you go to a school and you go to the room to do asana, this we created this in the traditional ways. If you want to learn yoga, the first thing, meet the teacher. No, let him know who you are, what you want. No, that you know the teacher. You may not like him. You may be expecting for something else. So that is why today is more a question of introducing where we can go in 3 days, which is very little, but 3 classes of 3 hours, we can plant a seed that will help you to go deeper in your own practice. Because we also have to understand that yoga has always been and always will be a lonely practice. Yoga is something that you do alone. In the tradition, you go to the teacher. There was no yoga school before. There was the hut of the teacher, of the master, and he will teach in his room. He will actually give instruction, inspiration, and then you go and practice yourself. It's been always like this. The teacher come to the student, tell him what to do, and then he say, okay, I see you next year. And 1 year later when you come back, he will know immediately if you did what he said. This is the original way of teaching yoga. And this is the idea that I want to share, is that we must learn how to be an independent practitioner. We must learn how to do our own practice by ourselves. And then we can come to the teacher, to the studio, but in a totally different way. Because you can be in a yoga school, in a class with 50 practitioners at the same time, and only 1 or 2 are yogis. Only 1 or 2 are actually practicing yoga. And once we get this feeling, then we are yoga. We become the science. And then yoga becomes an expression of your spirit. That is the idea. And when I talk about the physical postures, it's also basic to understand that you don't need to put your feet in the back of your neck. It does not mean that this is the road for enlightenment. The road for enlightenment is the attention that you give to yourself, to your inner body, no? The first yogi who came to Europe in 1893, he said, a man must start from where he stands. A man must start from where he stands. You want to know the universe, you want to know who you are, you want to know the meaning of life. So first know where you stand. First know what is around you. First be familiar to what is the closest than everything from you. And what is the closest manifestation of creation that you have? It's your physical body. Nothing can be closest than your physical body. Nothing can be closest than the awareness of your own breath. You see? To close your eyes and be able to feel, to listen to your blood circulation, to listen to your own heart beating, to know immediately what is going on in your stomach. When you eat a food, when you put in your mouth, when it comes to your stomach, immediately you know what is going on. And then you decide your diet, what to eat, what not to eat. This is the main reason, this is the main discipline of yoga. Because once you are able to do this, what happens? The yogi, the actual goal of the yogi is to control the universe. We are talking about higher yoga, okay? I am going to transmit the highest goals of yoga, the highest fruits that we can get through the practice of yoga in this lifetime. Because again, if somebody here is not ready to realize in this lifetime, you wouldn't be here. Sometimes we should look at the mirror and remember to congratulate ourselves for what we do. Because many times we forget how great we are. It's very important to acknowledge your efforts, because everybody here could be doing a billion different things right now, but nobody here is in the bar, is taking drugs, is doing this and that, or even if you did already, you are right now here by your own will. Nobody forced you, because you are looking for clarity. And this is the first verse of the greatest teacher, is the father of yoga, Master Patanjali. The first sentence he says in his scripture, Yoga Sutras: Yoga is the cessation of the fluctuations of the mind. He explains, when you learn how to cool down the thoughts, the waves of your thinking, the sea gets still and the light of the soul shines. And this is the goal, and this is the point that we can reach through the daily practice. Once we understand and integrate the other aspects of yoga, and we practice all of them, because again, most of the practitioners that comes to studios, they only do one part, the asana. It is difficult to see a practitioner who is really going deeper in what he's doing, because the teacher knows. You see, when the teacher is giving a class and he looks at the students, he knows if the person is thinking about dinner or about the work, no? Or other things. And from the moment you understand that asana is just the tip of a big iceberg, then you can integrate the other disciplines of devotion, knowledge, work, introspection, no? And integration of all these things. This is